So in actual meditation, there's no doing. But most of us need preparation to get to that point. So even as you saw last week, when we did lifting attention from body to mind, then we lift the attention from body to mind, and then we think, now what? Because we so habituated to do, we tend to need to prepare ourselves to get to the point where we don't do. And so a lot of meditation is preparation. And so today we're going to work with breath and intention. So we're going to do 2 or 3 styles for you to get familiar with the technique. And I'm emphasizing that this is preparation. So for as long as the mind is busy with an emotion or a desire, the mind will continuously go back to that emotion or that desire. So I'll be sitting in meditation and I'll try to be just calm and present. The mind will go back to the desire. And it can be the simplest desire of, I want coffee. But more often than not, it's bigger desires like a life goal. Whatever it is we feel we're missing in our life in this moment of time, that becomes our biggest desire. If economy is bad right now and people are feeling financial strain, money becomes their biggest desire. If somebody is in a tense relationship, then to have harmony in that relationship or to end the relationship or to find somebody else to have a relationship with becomes the biggest desire. So whatever void we feel in life becomes the desire that we are experiencing. And the nature of desire is that it's on repeat. In the olden days, Pujya Gurudev used to give the example of, when a record was cut or scratched, then it would just replay that same thing on loop. A more modern example is on Instagram today, we have boomerang. And the boomerang effect is, it just keeps playing over and over and over and over. And it's that exact same thing. And so that's what happens in our mind with desire. So I'm going to use the desire of coffee, although most of us, our desires are far more significant. Coffee is an easy example, non-offensive. So literally what we do is, I want coffee. 2 seconds later, I want coffee. 2 seconds later, I want coffee. And then we talk to ourselves. You can't have coffee. Caffeine's not good for you. You're right. I want coffee. But you're doing a detox. You can't have coffee. Yes. I want coffee. This is what's going on in our heads. And the thought, I want coffee, is actually louder than the others. So all our other thoughts will be at this volume. And then the desire thought is, I want coffee. It's like this urgency. A lot of meditation is understanding that thought is actually as unimportant as any other thought. But when we say that, we think, what? That's why I'm using coffee as an example. Because whatever we desire, we think it to be very important. And I'm not saying it's not. Please, I'm not saying it's not. If somebody is in financial strain, money is. If a relationship is strained, harmony is desirable. But what I'm trying to say is, every thought is made up of the same thing: energy, words, sound. But we don't see it that way. We don't just see thoughts as energy, word, sound. We see thoughts as their content. And then we get very locked in with the content of that thought. So, preparation for meditation is, let's deal with this thought. Which thought? The one that's bugging you the most. Often, it's an unpleasant thought. Very often, it's an unpleasant thought. Every so often, it's a very pleasant thought. And I'm so excited I can't come down. But that's not the norm. The norm is, it's an unpleasant thought. It's a thought of pain, a thought of anger, a thought of sadness, a thought of something we are confused about, challenged with. So we're going to do the same technique using breath. Inviting in something, deliberately letting go of something, so we can deal with the thought that keeps disturbing. If we cater to it, then hopefully it allows us to then return back to silence. Okay, so we'll try it, but as we did last week, standing up, we'll just have some gentle movement to allow the body to stretch and to allow the body to be a bit more comfortable once we sit back down. Because remember, the first obstacle in our body is it doesn't allow us to sit. There's always some ache, some pain, our foot falls asleep. All those things happen and then draw our attention away. So literally shake and allow the body to have circulation and movement so that we can sit back and settle into our meditation. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, slowly, gently breathing out. Take 2 or 3 more deep breaths in. Slow, gentle breaths out. Bring to mind the form of divine that resonates with you. It can be the form of the Lord, or it can be a form in nature like the sun, the ocean, the sky, or just even a flame. And as you spend a moment with this form, become conscious of the divinity it embodies. And feel that presence of divinity within you and around you. You can center into that divinity either by using your breath or just being in the presence of that divinity and being consciously aware of it. And coming back to our breath, take a very consciously deep breath in. And to help us to focus and be present and stay present with the breath, you can actually feel the stomach expand, the rib cage expand, the lungs expand, the shoulders expand. Create that rhythm of the breath filling you up so completely that the shoulders expand. Very slowly, gently breathing out and relaxing so completely to feel the shoulders drop and the belly button fall inwards. At a speed that is comfortable to you, much deeper than your regular breath. At no point should you be out of breath or feel any kind of strain. And consciously making the breath smooth. For the first few breaths, make it exaggeratedly deep. And then once you create a rhythm, you can let go of the exaggeratedness of the effect of the inhale and exhale and make it a little bit more comfortable. But still deeper than your regular breath. Turning your attention now to whatever in your life currently that takes up most of your attention. There would be an external situation in the world that you find challenging and that has created a strong desire. Let your mind actually think of that. Let your mind be aware of the emotions that you are feeling. If you can label the emotions, that's great. Even if you can't, you know you're feeling something, but you're not sure what. Just be aware of the feeling and the sensation. And with a mind that's open and free from judgment, Turning your attention back to the form of the divine. What quality do you need most at this point in time? For us to be able to fulfill our desire or to overcome the desire. What noble virtue do we most require? For example, if the emotion I am feeling is fear, I might need courage. If the emotion I am feeling is anger, I might need patience or forgiveness. As your mind rests on the divine form of the Lord, just be open to receive the virtue that would serve you best at this point in time with this particular issue. And it's okay if it's not 100% correct. Any virtue is beneficial. So whatever comes to mind, just use that. And if nothing comes to mind, use the virtue of patience. So now you're going to return to the breath. Return to consciously breathing in deeply. Consciously breathing out slowly. As we breathe in, we fill ourselves with the quality that we need at this point in time. We breathe in patience and we breathe out whatever it is we are currently feeling that is unpleasant. We breathe out sadness. We breathe out anger. We breathe out fear. And it doesn't have to be one by one. Just as we breathe out, we just let go of the feelings that are currently making us feel heavy. Breathe in and invite into your hearts, into your mind, into your life, virtue, and all the strength that that virtue brings. Breathe out and let go of the feeling of restlessness and heaviness. As we breathe in, we physically feel the fullness of breath. As we breathe out, we physically experience release. When we desire something, it's because we feel a void. So as you breathe in, feel fullness of the virtue that you need in this moment of time. Consciously feel the fullness of it. Feel it expanding within you. If the virtue is courage, feel the courage expand within you. Love expand within you. Strength expand within you. And for the next few breaths, focus only on the in-breath. The out-breath will happen automatically, but focus on the in-breath. And focus on the feeling of fullness that the in-breath brings. The physical fullness, and then turn your attention to the virtue and value and feel emotionally full by the expansion of that value in your heart. Continue to feel full with each in-breath. Continue to allow it to expand and fill every bit of the void that might be there. And when you feel ready, let go of any conscious, deliberate thinking and just return to awareness. Awareness of the breath, or just simply awareness. If there's silence, continue to be aware of silence. If there's thoughts, be aware of the thoughts. See every thought as it rises and falls. Do nothing with the thought, but simply see it. There's nothing to judge, nothing to decide, decipher, interpret. Just simply see it. And if you aren't aware of any thoughts, just see the moment as it comes and passes. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back to awareness. If the thought of desire returns, go back to breathing in deeply. And taking a deep breath in, gently breathing out. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Bringing your chin to your chest and bowing down. Staying here for as long as you need to. When you're ready, In whatever way is comfortable to you, return to open eyes. So prayer is, please give me patience, right? This is, I'm breathing it in. So I'm building it within myself. I'm feeling it within myself. If that's the virtue you need, whichever virtue you need. And actually, with the same desire, you'll need different things on different days, which is why it's so important to tune into divine. Because if I consciously think I need this, it might not be what we need, because there's too much noise in our own head. Sometimes I don't know what I need. Divine's not telling me. Then you just breathe, trusting divine is filling me with whatever I need. I'm full of whatever it is I need. I don't even have to know. I just have to feel full. Because most of the time we're feeling empty. So I didn't say your desire will get fulfilled. In life, our desire doesn't always get fulfilled. Actually, sometimes it doesn't need to get fulfilled. Just because we desire it doesn't mean that's what should happen. It's, like when little kids, when you go out to the park to play, and they say, please God, make the rain go away. Is that really such a good prayer? We need rain. But that kid wants to play. So the kid doesn't understand how incredibly important rain is and what a blessing it is. We are kids. We don't necessarily understand the importance of struggle, loss, pain, conflict. So that's why I started with saying the purpose of meditation is not to get what we want. And actually, the purpose of meditation isn't to do, it's to see. And so if you've noticed, I did the doing, the breathing, and you filled yourself up. And then just be aware. But until you feel full, your mind will go back to the desire. Thoughts will come. That's why I keep talking, to remind you. Your thought would have wandered. Now bring it back to your breath. Otherwise, I don't need to talk. I would say meditate and that's it. But your mind will wander. Thoughts will come. Random faltu thoughts will come. And the thought of your desire will 100% come. I just have to feel full.